The long block is complete. What I'm currently working on is finishing lapping these valves. I started putting it together and noticed I could see some light through the ports with the little flashlight. So I'm going through and lapping all of these valves, and I just got a piece of vacuum hose hooked to the valve. Got one of these broken valves here, and just putting a little valve grinding compound on there. And we're just working this valve back and forth, like so. Until we get a nice even surface all around the valve. Just like this here. And I have most all of these finished. Just one more to do. We got all of our DIY machine work done. Well, just look at that mess. What I ended up doing was drilling the head stud holes bigger because I just kind of test fitted things and the studs wouldn't even go through this head. I'm not sure why, or if the machine shop opened them up before. I don't know, but let's go ahead and we'll take our soapy water. We'll clean this thing up, hit it with some compressed air, make sure we got all the shavings and crap out. Man, I've tried to knock these oil galley plugs out, so hopefully we can get as clean as possible, get all that stuff out, and everything works okay. Okay, we've got the cylinder head together. Now let's ready to bolt up to the block. Got all of our valves in and our upgraded springs here, the beehive style. Got our retainers, got our seals in, our valve stem seals. Now, let's go ahead and mate it to the block. Everything's degreased, studs are in, toss our gasket on. Oh, come on, don't you do this to me. Let's toss this head on. Something tells me I'm gonna have to hammer this bitch on. Should have done it the way I did it before. Yeah, it's not too bad. Ooh, that pinched the shit out of my finger. Okay, that's not too bad. Woo! Well, there we go. Now we just need to toss our bolts in, or nuts. We got ARP lube on everything. Now we'll torque it down in 3 steps, and we'll put the rest of it together. All right, final torque value, 82. Oh, nailed it. That'll keep this head from lifting. I don't know it will. All right, a little assembly lube on top of the valves and in the cam cradles. I'm not gonna do anything special to these lifters aside from toss them right back in where they came from. Kept everything nice and organized. We'll toss a little bit of oil on top of them. Wipe some of this nasty oil off of it. A little bit of lube on top. Check this out, look how clean I got that. I still need to do the other one, but I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one in and we'll take a look at the difference. All right, we got our nasty, semi-rusty camshaft here. And we're just going to use a polishing wheel with a couple different grades of polish. First thing I'll do is just wipe as much of this carbon and crap off. And I'm not even gonna worry about the journals. They look all right. Let's turn her on. Got a more abrasive compound here. And we'll just go to town on this thing. Here's the first stage of it. Now we'll take some diamond white polishing compound and we'll polish them off. Where's this thing going? Now we'll just take a paper towel and get rid of this excess buffing compound. And there we go. It's now rust free. And we can put this thing back into service. What did y'all think about that? All right, let's lube this thing up. Toss her in. We'll put our caps on. Set everything at top dead center. Put our timing belt on. Stick a fork in it. Toss this thing in the car. Get back on the road again. Got my cam locking tool in. She's at top dead center. So we're gonna snug these up. Just need to degrease this. Put a little sealer on it. We'll put our seals in and then hook up the rest of our timing set. All right, we've got our sealer in place in these areas here. The instructions say not to put anything here, nor to get any in these channels which return oil back into the engine. Got our seals in place and we'll just snug this up for now. We'll come back and we'll torque everything after this cures for about an hour. One thing I had to remind myself not to do is not to put on the gears before this thing went on, because then we'd be in trouble. We'd have to get some new torque to yield bolts. That wouldn't be any fun. Plastic spinny things, can't forget those. Fresh new bolts for the cam gears. 37 foot-pounds, now 150. Okay, we got the timing all set up, rotated a couple times, everything's in time. We'll toss some fresh plugs in it that are 2 steps colder, or whatever you want to call it. I think these are, I forget, there's a number there. Old and busted, crisp and new. We'll gap these later for boost. We'll worry about that once we actually get there. Man, the restore of these cams came out pretty nice. Now I'm just gonna toss the valve cover on it, or the plastic one, because the engine hoist is going to kind of bugger it up a little bit. We'll put everything on the car like the rest of this stuff, because the little plastic piece and the harmonic balancer and all that stuff, that bottom piece needs to go on. There's a center piece and then the piece that covers this. Last time when I put it in, I busted it up a little bit. So we'll just put the cam cover on. The water pump's still in the car because it has all the plumbing hooked up to it. Just left it in there, and we'll put all the turbo, the feed and all that stuff on once we get it in there. But the long block is complete. Well, that'll about wrap it up. Next video, it will be going in the car, and we'll fire it up, drive it around, break it in. I imagine it probably won't need a whole lot of break-in miles. We'll tune it and go for some boost. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And until next time, peace out with the peace out.